Donna was in court. She is in court for a case management conference. She is setting a trial date. We learn some more information that's going to be very, very interesting to me. Donna Adelson is going to be standing trial for conspiracy to commit murder, solicitation of murder, all the things, because they are alleging was an instrumental part in her son hiring the hitmen and middle person to kill her son-in-law. The argument is that the son-in-law was trying to restrict her access to the grandkids while the son-in-law and the daughter Wendy were divorcing, and that Donna became obsessed with getting her way, moving the kids out of Tallahassee, Florida, back down to the other end of the state, closer to Miami. And the victim, Dan Markell, had won those hearings, and it looked like the grandkids weren't going to be able to like go live in Miami and were going to stay closer to their dad in Tallahassee, that she was the one really pushing ahead that something needed to happen to end all of this. And before the hearing that would have limited her access to the children because she was disparaging their father when they saw her, he ended up dead. So she's going to trial for that. The most illuminating things about Donna that I have covered really are those jail calls, and then the video of her getting arrested at the airport where she's like, no, I don't want to give you my phone. She's just like, no, don't, you're not taking my phone. And they're like, ma'am, you're being arrested for murder. This is evidence. Give up your phone. She's a fascinating bird.
I am going to end up, now that we have a date picked for 9/12 being the docket sounding and the week of trial starting September 30th, probably going to end up entering a separate order that deals with a motion and discovery cutoff. So that way we're not dealing with these issues up to the wire. However, cases have a mind of their own.
They sure
the
do.
cutoff date will be in place. However, if we need to address it any further from there, we will. One matter that I did want to make sure we had a clear record on: has any plea offer been extended to the defense?
No, sir.
Does the state intend to give a plea offer?
Not that I know of, but if something changes, we'll let them know.
Very.
So the judge wants to know, is this case going to plea? Is it not going to plea? Have you offered a plea? And the state's like, negative, ghostwriter. The pattern is full. In murder cases, you don't always get a plea offer. Could Donna Adelson plea open to the court? Yes. I mean, there's not a lot of room in the law on what to sentence her to. So I don't see her saying, Your Honor, we'd like to just plead guilty to the sheet. There's not a lot of wiggle room outside of like all of the prisons. So I don't think Donna's going to plea. I think it's going to have to go to trial, but the state is not offering anything. And why would they? They convicted Charlie. I think they are confident going forward to this. So no, they're not going to offer a plea deal. No, go to trial.
Very well. Has your client wanted to convey any offers to the state?
No.
And again, everyone knows me well.
This is just going to go to trial. The judge is like, great, just
plea offers or
push play, go to trial.
Making one,
just go to trial.
Ultimately, when it comes down to it, if Ms. Adelson is to make a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary decision about going to trial, that includes whether or not there is any plea offer to reject or accept. If the state is going to make a plea offer, please notify the defense promptly. From there, if the defendant intends to reject it, she will do so. Are there any other matters that we need to address for today?
That's it, Judge.
Not from the state.
Very well.
And that's it. This case has been so just kind of by the book. Like, it's just a very normal status hearing. We saw such long hearings in South Carolina. Everyone had a lot to say. This is much more a normal day in court on a status hearing. We need these dates. We need these cutoffs. We need a trial date. No offer. That's it. Moving on. So it's much more normal court procedure, what we're seeing in the Adelson case, than what we've seen in like the Murdaugh case. Those hearings were so much longer than necessarily what needs to be. This is just very, let's move it along. So she's set for trial in September, and that's what they're going to do. I imagine we'll see one or two hearings before then. I don't think we'll see many fights over discovery because there's not much to fight over. They've already done this trial with Charlie. They've tried the shooter. They've tried the go-between who kind of went between Charlie and the shooter. One of the other defendants pled. There's not a lot of complexity here to prepare for seeing how many times they've done this case. The only new information they're going to get is whatever they get from Donna Adelson's devices, and whether they bring additional charges with her trying to flee the country before she was charged. So we'll see. There's not much to happen. It just go to trial in September. So we're going to cover that. Law Nerds, you're the best. Take care. For deep dives into the stories that I covered here, you can find them on my YouTube channel at The Emily D. Baker and The Emily Show podcast. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday. The podcast goes live on Wednesdays. And if you want to stay in the loop with everything I'm doing, receive the fastest notifications out there, and get more Law Nerd community, join me at lawnerdapp.com, our free app for iOS and Android.